Okay, and this is Levi, and we are here with Bam Bam. All right, let's start over.
Hey, what do you say? Hey, pause. Hey, rewind and play. You know. What is?
Well, I didn't mean to fall down in the,
It's okay.
It's snow out.
Hey, show the snow. Show the snow in Reno, Nevada.
Look at all this snow. Reno, Nevada, snow.
Hey, and every one of these, look, this is a community property owned by Reno, Nevada. This bike trail, and there's so much ice on it that they're liable. They're liable if you go down and hurt yourself by law. You know? So you wonder why it's not salted and manicured and taken care of. You know, they drive a snowplow down through here, but it doesn't do nothing. He's not worried about his job. He's just told that this man's just told to drive down this snowpath and scrape off what you can. But you know, let's just name him Bill. And then I look at him and it's like, hey, you don't even 30 miles an hour, and you're just taking that machine as fast as you can and ruin it. You know, which is going to cost the city money later on. And that's crazy to me. You would sacrifice a machine because you're mad at your job, whatever, you know. You don't take care of the equipment, you really don't care, you're getting paid too much money, you know. It's everything that I figured out in our world works hand in hand. Everything. There's not one thing that's different. You know? People are people. I mean, they sing a song about it. People are people, so what does it mean? You know? We are here so awfully, you know? But there's liabilities. There's liabilities in everything that we do. And don't pull me, baby. Hey, I'll let you go and say it. Hey. Bam Bam trains dogs. Bam Bam trains dogs and horses. I train people too. So, but the liabilities that we have, and the city's not even taking care of them. Why? Because people are so beside themselves, they don't got time to sue somebody. They don't have a lawyer good enough to take them down the path. And there's got to be a wherewithal, you know. And people are just tired, disgusted. They're bowled over, run over. You know, they're dealing with their last relationship. Can't get on to the next relationship. Don't know how to speak it. When you come upon somebody like me, who, you know what? I don't give two fucks. I speak it. You know, it's the freedom of speech. You know,
There was quite a discussion about the Second Amendment not that long ago.
You know what the Second Amendment was put in there for? And I heard you say it today.
Yeah.
I say this often, and I smile about it. Hey, when someone overran their mouth, you got the Second Amendment to hold up a gun if because you overran your mouth. And when somebody comes at you, you got the right to bear arms. You know, and as stupid as it sounds, it's kind of true.
Yeah.
You know, a government that our government is three-tiered. You know, and in that government, they said that in the Second Amendment. Now, come on, baby. Rowdy, let's go. Come on, baby. Hurry.
We got a doggy.
Yeah, Bam's dog training, you know. Come on, Rowdy. Rowdy! No. Here, now. No. Rowdy's going back to his mom.
Oh, really?
Rowdy! Listen! Listen! Yeah, he's scared to death. This dog's scared to death.
Of what?
Himself, really. He's not an alpha dog. Wants to be an alpha dog. It's crazy. But he's just gonna run back to his mom. And I just hope that no other dogs are there in between him and his mom.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, it was basically it was brought up because I brought it up. It was a little something I know about it, and I was sharing it with you guys, and we had a little discussion about it. But anyway, go elaborate like what's been going on this winter. Yeah, maybe you have a rant about that, about what's been happening here through the winter.
Well, we got our city government that thinks that it supersedes the state government, because there's a state constitution and there's also a country constitution, and they have to adhere to certain things. You can't make a code or a statute that supersedes the country's constitution that says certain things. That's why our country is made, the way it is. And then there's a 3-tier government that says that you have to adhere to these 2 other tiers of the government. And if you don't, this is what's going to happen. If you don't adhere to it, then you have all the rights in the country to stand up to the deficient other 2 tiers of the government. And people are afraid. They're afraid that, you know what, you don't have a... Well, I've never had a word before. Why would you think I have a word now? And you absolutely have a word, because that's the way our government's set up. And when you set up that certain way, there's a level of justice that goes on. Lady Justice. The executive branch. Go ahead, give me one. Give me a branch. Hey, show me that you know what you're doing.
A branch of what?
Of our government. We got an executive branch.
The legislative branch.
We got a legislative branch, which makes laws.
And
the judicial branch.
the
right?
judicial branch, yeah.
So you got 3 branches of government that how you doing, bro?
I'm good.
Good. That make up the tiers of justice in our country.
Yep.
And if one doesn't check the other one, then what do we have? No government. And we found this out in the last 5 years, Leonard, that one branch isn't checking the other one, which leaves the other one out there how do you say it? Flailing. Thank you, Gavin. You ready to go again? Or no?
All right.
He already did his thing.
Yeah.
So is this?
If we don't keep one of those executive orders in balance, what happens is we start getting unbalanced.
Move that way. I'm trying to change my clothes.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna go back down. And you have to, at all times, adhere to what the Constitution says. Then you have policemen, judges, Judges who think that they take authority over everything else. They don't even. They're placed in positions by voters. You take Bill Williams to be your next a judge in this valley, or Sam Elliott, you know, and they're placed in position by a vote, and they have absolutely no power. They're supposed to be impartial to a Joe Blow who's coming through the court system. Most of them don't even have a law degree, so they got to go through and do a quick fix and figure it out. But it's mostly our government's turned into such a one-sided way of judicial action that the other ones, there's no checks and balances. But you need checks and balances in the United States government. They've come out recently in the last 5 years saying that that United States democracy was what do they say? It was United States democracy was an experiment. Yet United States democracy pretty much ruled the world.
Yeah.
You know, the USD, that's the thing the whole world works on. That's why they try to go with the other way of funding, you know, with the Bitcoin. And you know, with the Bitcoin they really try to change because it takes a lot of people out of the position of being able to fraud. You know, when you got, I'd like to remember her name, but the United States senator that has made $20 million in a year, and Donald Trump says, no, that's not the way this works. You got to get out of the country. You got to, you know what? Well, vote her out. It takes 175 congressmen to vote somebody out. And our Congress didn't even know that. And you're somebody who represents your district, where you're at. How do you represent something if you're just sitting there lying and cheating and stealing? You know? We sit in lifetime positions. Our Congress, our House of Representatives, they sit in lifetime positions of $150,000 plus a year to run our country crookedly. And our country has lost so much we've lost so much dealing with other countries. The other countries don't even believe in us anymore. Because, well, hell, if you lied to me time and time again, why am I going to trust you the next time? Your word means nothing to us, United States. Oh, we'll just drop a bomb on you. It's not the way it works. Democracy is not it's not something to be played with. That's why Venezuela went under. Democracy is not an experiment. It's true and blue or red and white. But we've been a republic for the whole time. And that's why they throw that out there. It's been an experiment. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
Yeah.
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. And just that one word, if you're not able to hear that one word,
You're gonna hold the phone for a second?
that what are you fighting for? When you were a Marine or in the Army
Thank you.
or the Navy, you're taught to fight domestic or foreign terrorism. Yet they don't even fight any of it. They don't come back and fight the domestic terrorism that's going on in our own government. Yet when somebody says something, let's put the Dixie Chicks out there. You know, I remember a couple years back that the Dixie Chicks, they were ousted. We're saying something about a president, bad about a president. And because that president's got his PR people, he goes out there and tells them, hey, demolish them. You know, demolish them, platinum stars. How do you do that? That's not democracy. There's no fairness in that. You're gonna demolish their careers, and then you know what? And you know what? If I was the Dixie Chicks, I would have sued them way back there. And you know why I even go there? Because they've done it to me. And it's not fair, but that's not America. That's not democracy. But I understand we live in a republic. That's why I'm homeless. Because you know what? I'm gonna make it, regardless. But whatever else happens, I've been given the life skills. I've been given the wilderness skills that I know exactly which direction I'm going at all times, every single day. And I'm a little unfocused lately, and I'm cool with that. When I tell my closest, my nearest and dearest, man, I'm just a little unfocused. And they're like, come on, get a grasp. You were a truck driver for 10 years. I'm just like, if they took it from me once, they're gonna take it from me twice. Who's gonna stand up for me? I started putting my little rant there on that, but that's exactly what a lot of people think. You know? I got a partner in these apartments right here. He's 77 years old and he had to go back to work. 8 days a week he's working. What 77-year-old man needs to go back to work for 8 days a week so he can pay the $70 extra a month that the apartment starts, asking for, because they painted the outside of the building. You know?
That's a little outrageous. But make the outside of the building look nice, and suddenly you can raise the rent hundreds of dollars over what it was before.
And then he comes out here to me, and he's not complaining. He's just like, I got to go back to work, man. You know, and I'm like, listen, as soon as I can speak on it, I will. You know, because I don't care about all the people who listen, the politicians. I don't care about none of the Democrats or the Republicans, because I'm nonpartisan. And that's the most beautiful thing about me is
you're not on either side.
Either side, you know. You're gonna fight against each other because you want to fight against each other.
Yeah.
You're not gonna pass a bill. We're gonna shut the government down for all this time.
Yeah.
And then you come up with a dumb little Native American kid who could speak on it.
Yeah.
Intelligent could speak on it, and people listen, because you guys are at odds with each other. You make $175,000 a year, you're in lifetime positions, and you can't keep our government running when our forefathers, they thought out 500 years. Or whatever, 1776 till now is, right?
Hell, look, we got some geese right there. This one's waddling right up, and there's another one right there.
One's a Democrat, one's a Republican. You know?
They're political geese. I didn't know that.
You know, this one's saying I want to get away from the other one. I like my forefathers, and that's the fight that we're having in our country right now. Is one side of the government thinks it controls the other side of the government, And Republicans want to make money, and Democrats want to control everything and put another bureaucracy in there. And that's kind of crazy. How many bureaucracies do you need to control something? That's what's crazy. That's what's crazy to me. You know, I'm grateful I got a shower today, you know? And they're not grateful for anything. Go home and bitch, whine, mope, complain about, why so-and-so, why you didn't get your bill passed. Well, you didn't get your bill passed because your brother's sitting over there who wants a golf package. You know, he wants a golf package down in Bermuda, you know, for a year and a half. That's going to cost our government X amount of dollars. And that one other person in the government says, no, I'm not going to let that go because that's not our government. Why you want to be down there? You know? But the lobbyists in our country, you know, you take a whole bunch of money to Hillary Clinton or a whole bunch of money to Donald Trump. You guys want to get on an airplane that takes you down to a sexual kid island? You know? Thank you, Jeffrey Epstein. You know, one of my favorite people in the world is Jessica Hahn. You know, and Snowden. You know? He got the information, he passed it on, he didn't do nothing wrong. They said it's classified information. Well, why was it classified? He didn't have the classification. Then you want to X him and from our country. You're not an American citizen. Well, goddamn, he's the one that helped me fucking understand who I was. You know what? And I'm a giant and I'm a powerhouse. But I'll never give in and never give up. Because we stand for certain things in our country. And the freedom of speech is absolutely the First Amendment. And it doesn't matter how many ways they contort it or twist it. That stands true to today. We got a rogue president that wants to become a king. Never gonna happen. You know? We're gonna use this amendment and we're gonna take this in, we're gonna take this title, and you know what? It's never gonna happen.
He's trying to annex, what is it, Greenland?
You know, there's a lot of things that people don't know, and they're just not educated enough. How about you tell me more on the Greenland thing, because I haven't heard much about it.
Oh, I don't know. It's just some rumor political rumor I heard. I don't even know how accurate it is, to be honest. But apparently Trump is looking into annexing Greenland.
Why? Because it gets them closer to what country?
Yeah, I have no fucking clue.
What, you don't know your geography?
Not really. Well, here's the thing. When I was on YouTube, I noticed it in the title, but I didn't really take the chance to watch it. I just know that there's people out there talking about Trump wanting to annex Greenland.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, they sold Alaska for $1, right? Or they bought Alaska for $1.
Yeah.
Because, and that was a smart move. How close was it to Russia? People don't even understand that Putin is for or he's against a one world government. You know, and the other country that they're in a fight with and spent all these years, 4 years, 5 years, fighting against, it's a bad country, you know. But we give that country $17 billion one time, and you know, they do a package for billions of dollars the next time. I don't get that. I don't understand that. You know, if you have 350 million Americans, well, couldn't every one of them Americans be millionaires? Wouldn't that help us thrive? But you want to exchange dollars with them, or you want to give money to the Libyans, you know, or you want to turn around and give money to the Saudi Arabians for the king's sons who you killed. You know, this stuff's real. If you don't have information on a lot of this stuff, you're just gonna run around life aimlessly and accept whatever else you get. But my mind works just like your mind because I'm autistic, and it digs in and travels, and I don't let loose. Yet they deem me a domestic terrorist. Okay, that's why I'm homeless. That's why I'm homeless.
The government deemed you a domestic terrorist?
Yeah, they deemed me a domestic terrorist. And you know what? I accept that. And many people jumped on their coattails to say, yeah, he's no good. But none of them know me, and none of them ever stood up for what they are, or don't know what their rights are. And that's what I do. I know who I am. I know for all Americans that I'm going to stand up because I'm nonpartisan. You know, people don't even add that together. Oh yeah, but he's nonpartisan. He don't take one side or the other. And I'm not just just somebody who's gonna just talk shit. I come with facts, understanding, knowledge. We figure it out. We'll get there the same way. Beautiful words. A lot of people tell me, "Bam, you say the right words at the right time for the right thing." I was like, imagine that. Maybe God gave me a gift. I'm gonna use the restroom. Use your closet.
Okay.
So that you want to rant? I'm a rant.